You're all good.
All right.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
It is a little nicer to be
To be across the table
across the table. Not
instead of in the mountains.
yeah, usually at this time it was I think 9:00 at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
9:30 at night,
Yeah.
and I was freezing cold sitting in the hallway because everybody was sleeping.
Oh my gosh.
All the people were in the only warm place. They were sleeping in there at this time. They settled down, and yeah.
So welcome home.
Thank you.
Back to Ohio.
Don't know what time zone I'm in. I'm in like
We're
8 time
still
zones.
adjusting to time zones. You're back to all the luxuries of warmth and
Toilet
hot
paper.
water and toilets in general.
Toilets, yeah. Toilet paper,
Toilet paper.
hot water on
You didn't
demand.
have toilet paper?
No,
You had to bring your
you had
own.
to bring your own toilet paper.
Did you run out?
I never used toilet paper. They used the wipes. That was the plan. Remember?
Oh, wipes. Okay.
Use wipes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
I would steal toilet paper from the or not toilet paper, but the tissues, because you'd have to wipe the seat off. Because the other thing you had to do was throw.
Okay. Too much information. You can stop. Too much
It's not
information.
even that much information. You're definitely not going on the EBC tour with me.
I have no desire. I have no desire to be anywhere where I don't have a toilet. No.
No. The only good thing is like you not being able to smell would have been such a big benefit.
Yeah. My lack of smell has been a benefit in my life more than it's been a hindrance for sure.
I'm telling
Having
you.
a house full of boys.
I think I talked about it one time when I went in that bathroom and about puke.
I
It was the
know.
worst
We
thing in the
saw
world.
that live. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I still have nightmares. I think I woke up in sweats last night because of that bathroom.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
so bad.
Yeah.
It was so bad. No, it's
Okay.
all the little things that you
Yeah. Take for granted.
take for granted. A
I
lot
know.
of
Your first morning. So I picked you up Monday night at midnight at the Cleveland airport
45 hours
of travel.
travel.
That was crazy.
So long.
That was crazy. But then you came home, slept a little bit. Then Monday, or was that? I picked you up Monday night or Tuesday night?
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. So Wednesday morning was funny because everything was like brand new to you again. You're like, look at this. You just turn the water on and you just turn this faucet and hot water comes out.
I know.
Look at this. You open the refrigerator.
There's food.
And there's food. Look at this. I can choose to eat whatever I want to eat.
Yeah.
Look at this. I can have a hot shower today. I have a razor. You were
Yeah.
just like a kid in a candy store with all the basic essentials. That was really, really,
Yeah.
yeah, that was funny.
It was good. Yeah, then gosh, I felt good, but then I was like I think I slept I had like
Slept
a
a
3 hour,
lot.
3 hour nap yesterday.
Which
and
is, I expected you to sleep more, actually. Your body has been through a lot, and you're
then,
in.
well, last night I did good.
so
And then
many
at 7
time
o'clock we were
zones.
gonna watch Survivor, and I passed out. I
Yeah,
didn't
you
make
were
it.
sleeping. I watched it.
I know. And then
I'm a Survivor fan.
I wanted
I
to watch
watched
it.
it.
I was planning on watching it, and I didn't know where I was
You
at.
were out. You
yeah.
were out. Yeah. Yeah.
I was out. on my
Okay.
back.
So you're home early.
Home early.
Everyone's
yes.
asking if you're okay that you're home early. Everyone wants to know. I've had that question a lot of times. Like,
Yeah.
what happened? Let's talk. Last time we
Last
were
time
on.
we talked, I was in Lobuche.
You were in Lobuche, but you hadn't yet. You had already been to the Everest Base Camp.
Yep.
You were
Went up to the
in
top.
city of Lobuche, but had not climbed the mountain. We're going to see that today. And then after that, you were supposed to spend several days hiking back. to
Yes.
the town where you would then fly home. But
So.
so
yes.
what happened? Why are you home early?
So okay.
Some people are concerned. Some people are curious. It's not that dramatic of
No,
a
it's not that
story,
true, but it was good. So I
people
mean,
wanna know.
So the guy was with Pastor Chuck. His knee was bothering him about the third day. I mean, so he kind of had some knee
On day
issues
3?
on day 3. Yeah.
Jeez.
So he gutted through. I mean, a lot, like, because it's rough terrain. It wasn't like
Yeah.
I felt for me. It was fairly easy terrain, but it's not like
Wasn't level.
wasn't level. A lot of stones, a lot of steps, a lot. It's weird, like how much like work they've put on this trail.
Yeah.
Of like stones, and they just throw manpower at it. I mean, there's a lot of rocks, so they're like rocks, and it's always uneven, and there's a lot of that was like, and that was tough on his knee. So he was struggling from the
Almost from the beginning.
from the beginning.
Yeah.
And he gutted it out. I mean, he was tough, and he got it out, and he wanted to climb Lobuche. I mean, that was the thing. I want to climb. and we went on top of another mountain. I can't remember what, but it was almost 19,000 feet, and that was a struggle for him. And I think we talked that night.
19,000 feet. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
we
would be
talked
a
that night.
struggle.
Yeah, because that was we got
For
that.
most
and then-
people.
yeah. Oh, it was rough. I mean, that was
Even the altitude, let
altitude
alone.
stuff. Yeah, breathe in. And so we came down. I talked that night, Thursday night. We came down, had breakfast, and then that next morning, then we were going to go to high camp.
Yeah.
So high camp was a 3-hour trip.
Okay. And high camp is.
So high camp, we were just a high camp where you're going to base. You're in a tent,
Okay.
and it's where you base to go to do your summit.
Okay.
So it's kind of like
So high
doesn't
camp
necessarily
is.
mean that much higher than it wasn't that much higher than where Lobuche was, because Lobuche was about 16 something, and this was
How
about
long did
17.
it take you to get there?
It took us Chuck struggled a lot because it was a lot harder. It was a lot of big rocks, heavy rocks, a lot of step ups.
Yeah.
A lot of it was like a little bit
So it wasn't like the trail that you had been walking on. It was a lot more.
more. And there was
Not
like,
really technical climbing,
No.
but hard.
But
a lot
harder,
harder. Yeah. Okay.
and it was like there's some things you had to hoist yourself up. You had to pull yourself on a rope. You had to go onto a ledge and like hold onto a ledge and a rope and walk around a little ledge. Yeah, that part. Yeah, and so
No, thank you.
No,
No,
I
thank
hated
you. Mm-hmm.
and
I
so
would have done it. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I
you
could
could.
do it. Yeah.
It took. What are you doing there? You could. So it took. I mean, don't bring fright to the mountain. And so, so we got up to high camp, and Chuck struggled at that point. And at that point, he's like, "There's no way." This is before we knew what was going on.
He's just hurting a lot.
He was hurting. His knee
Yeah.
was like absolutely killing him.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was hard. It was just every step was hard. He couldn't. Worse is going down.
Yeah.
Was going down and trying to stabilize.
Right.
That was the worst part for him. And
Yeah.
So he struggled. So fast forward, and we'll talk about the summit. But I summited, and then there's no way I'm going to be able to walk back.
Because it was 3 days of walking down to get back.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And of pretty hard, intense, like down.
Yeah. Okay.
And so we kind of debated back and forth for a helicopter. We wanted a helicopter. Basically, helicopter was going to be $6,000 to come up to where we were at high camp.
Wow.
And and we have insurance, but it's like you got to pay first, and then they work out the insurance, so it may or may not pay.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I don't want to pay that. You know what I mean? It's fine.
Yeah. It's
So
quite
we decided
an expensive trip.
yeah. So we spent 2 nights in
High camp.
high camp, about 10 degrees in tents on the ground. I mean, rocks in my back. It was terrible. I mean, like that part was not fun. I mean, because the night before when we went to Lobuche, we left at midnight.
Okay.
So I went to bed. We had dinner. We got to high camp.
Yep.
I don't know what time it was, but we did a little whatever we had to do, and we're going to show some
So your
training. We're going to
training.
show my big training. Had dinner, then I went to bed about 7:00, 8:00, and then woke up at midnight, and I didn't really get to sleep.
Yeah.
So 10 degrees, get up, do Lobuche, come back, and I'm wiped out.
Spent.
We'll talk more
Yeah.
about that, and then you're back in this bed, and then we got up next morning and we walked about 4 hours down to
Wow.
another tea house.
Okay.
That's where we got a helicopter.
Okay.
The helicopter took us. So that way, there's no way he was going to be able to walk it back.
That knee was
mean-
just
I mean,
too bad.
He could have gutted through, but it would have been 10-hour days.
And then that's really
Which
not
doesn't make
good
any
for his
sense.
knee either,
No.
because then you you already did what you went there to accomplish. You already made it to Everest Base Camp. You already climbed and lived the crazy Himalayan mountain life for how many days. So now it's just
I'd still be there right now.
you would still be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd still be walking.
Yeah.
So just like taking the helicopter to get out early to be
It was
home
pretty cool.
early.
Helicopter ride was
The
cool.
helicopter was cool.
That
Yeah.
was like you come get rescued out the mountain, Devin. It was like, they land it, and then it's like he comes up and it's hovering. All of a sudden, vroom, he just goes right off.
I don't know that I could take the zoom part. Like the
It
whole
wasn't-
thing just does this.
Yeah, kind of like
Yeah, I don't.
I don't think
I'm all
I
right.
think I would. Yeah.
so they can see this. So
Oh,
that's why
not
we're
yet.
home.
Not yet.
Chuck
Not
is
yet. It's
Chuck
okay.
is
No,
Chuck
it's
is
okay, not
healthy.
yet.
Everybody's healthy. Chuck's healthy. I'm healthy. And I don't think
good.
it was like major issues of the knee, like structural. I don't, because it wasn't like he
It's a
didn't
ton of
trip
pain.
and fall. I
Yeah.
think he just had some bad degeneration, probably meniscus. Some.
But then
things
that
he had.
downhill is even harder.
yeah.
That downhill is even worse. So
And you walk down. That's the other thing I don't like. I think
'Cause
it's
you like
harder
to run down.
I'd rather run down.
yeah.
Walking down is like so much more controlled. eccentric,
so much
eccentric
harder on
means
your
it's like
muscles.
harder on your muscles that you're
Way
like
harder on your muscles to walk
Wait,
down.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
running. You kind of use for momentum and kind of
Yeah.
shuffle. This you're like stopping like
It's
all
really
your momentum,
it's way
especially
harder.
when it's
Okay.
steep.
Mm-hmm.
You're stopping your momentum.
Yeah. And makes your muscles burn more. It makes you
Yeah. And it was long. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of that there because you're up and down. That's all you did. And
Okay, so no big
so-
deal. You gotta ride out. That was
got
good.
right out,
It was
which
a good
is
choice.
awesome.
I
And
think
we
it
had
was a great choice.
I think I told you about the 4-hour hell ride that we had to have. To the one time
Car.
we got rid of that, which was
Yeah.
I dreaded that.
Yeah.
That was hell. Worst streets I've ever seen in my life, and driving and crazy driving, and yeah. So we got out of that. We got a heli home.
It's good.
Basically, I mean, got a
then you were-
helicopter home, and we were able to change our flights. I mean, I changed my flights as soon as I got into Kathmandu, and it was like, hey, we're leaving at 8:00 in the morning. So
And then you just had a long travel home.
yeah, had the best pizza. One of the best pizza. I don't know if it's because I haven't had pizza in a
I
while.
think maybe because you haven't had pizza in a while.
I think that and I had best scrambled eggs I've ever had in my life.
Yeah,
at one of the
probably
places.
because you didn't have
Think
eggs.
so?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I had eggs, but they made scrambled eggs. Oh my god, I don't know what they did to them.
They were really
They
good.
were really good. They were like, I was like, these are. I went and talked to the owner. I'm like, this is the best eggs I've ever had in my life.
Oh my
I
gosh.
said maybe because I haven't had scrambled eggs, but they were so good. I don't know what they did to them, but they were amazing. And the pizza actually was good. Called Fire and Ice in Kathmandu. If you ever get there,
If you ever go to
Yeah,
Kathmandu,
Yeah.
Kathmandu, go to Fire and Ice. Great pie.
yeah.
We had a prosciutto pie and we had a Hawaiian.
Oh.
The pastor took on Hawaiian. I couldn't like break it to him because we were buddies. That you just don't put pineapple on a pizza, but it
A
was
lot
good.
of people do.
They're not real people.
You're an
Have
Italian.
you had it before?
Yeah, they're not. You're not real if you're putting
Prosciutto. I
there's
would love the
there's
prosciutto
no
pizza.
fruit should ever be on an Italian pie.
Oh my gosh. You're so in the box sometimes.
I'm just saying. Don't.
There's chicken barbecue pizza. There's Hawaiian pizza.
Chicken
there's
bacon ranch pizza is my
chicken bacon
favorite.
ranch pizza. There's
Right.
all kinds of
All right,
pizza.
let's stop because
You don't have to
you
be
two are
so.
getting
You don't
on
have
me.
to be so stuck in the
I mean, just
traditional.
all we need
pizza.
a little bit of a sauce, a little bit of fresh mozzarella.
Hey, my last name's Stefani. What do you mean?
Stefani,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
You're not
My
a true
favorite
Italian.
pizza.
You're not a true Italian if you're talking about
My
putting pepper or putting pineapple on a pizza.
I mean,
oh
I'm
my
not a big
gosh,
fan.
you're such
it's all right,
you're
though.
so judgmental.
I did eat it because it was good though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because I was so hungry.
My favorite pizza is the Briar Hill pizza from Youngstown, Ohio. It's the best. No mozzarella cheese.
Just a little bit of parm, yeah.
A little bit of sauce, Parmesan, and
Green pepper.
green peppers. Oh my gosh,
I'm
it's
a
the
fan.
best. It's the
The
best.
only thing I don't like
pizza.
about the Briar Hill is it's thick. I like a thin crust guy.
It
See,
is a
that's so
thicker.
weird to me. Thick crust is way better.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh my gosh, the Italian.
So all right.
The Italian.
So here's the thing. So let's just talk about. So we planned this trip.
Yes.
Okay, Chuck. I've talked about the EBC forever.
As long as I've known you.
Once
Well, EBC, Everest Base Camp.
Yes.
Everest Base Camp.
So I was like,
You've
I
wanted
found
to
out-
go to the Everest
could
as
go
long
to
as
it.
I've known you.
Yeah, well, I actually wanted to climb Everest
Yes.
when we first started dating. Well,
Oh.
before, but then we started dating, and yes, so that was one of my long-term goals. And then just wasn't. I agree with you. It wasn't like something I wanted to do. I don't even know. Like now that I kind of got a little taste, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
think so. But anyways, when I was younger, I think I could have done it. And but then I found out you can go to base camp,
Right.
and they started, and that was about 20 years ago that this really started to happen.
Okay.
Because before it was like tents in these little places, and it
Yeah.
became like, wow, people actually want to go see it.
So,
so
they
they-
made it more of a
They started making these tea houses.
kind of like a tourist trail
Yeah,
to the Everest Base Camp.
yes, and that's all it is. It
For
supports
people-
it supports the Everest. People going to climb Everest
Uh-huh.
because they acclimatize and they go to these. That's kind of what you
The
do.
same thing.
They do the same thing because
Yeah.
they're going from 10,000 feet to 17, and they want to bring their bodies up slowly, not just go right in.
Yeah.
So it's a neat thing. It's huge. It's a big industry. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. I guess my original plans were like, how many people really want to do this?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
I mean, it'd be girls with makeup on. I'm just like,
Yo, I was just telling Nick, my girlfriend said someone she follows on YouTube was
Yeah.
there at base camp,
Really?
but I think they just took a plane
Yeah.
and got there.
well, you can helicopter in.
Yeah, or a helicopter. Yeah.
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 Yeah. And so, so this whole thing is.
Well, if
is
I
that-
went, I don't know if I'm even brave enough to be on a helicopter over there, but if I went, I don't think I could do what you did.
No, I think, yeah. But it'd be, I mean, I'm telling you, the Himalayan mountains
Yeah.
are freaking the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Really?
I mean, even when we first flew in from Qatar and we flew over and you saw them,
Yeah.
it's breathtaking. It's
Yeah.
like they're huge. It's like
You just can't imagine.
it's no.
Yeah.
It's like massive. I mean, you think about this. Some of these things are 20,000 feet in the air, and the plane is at 35. So you're only 15. You're barely 10,000 feet ahead of them.
Right. Wow.
And and these things are. It's just you see it. It's just
Wow.
it's
Amazing.
amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll say that. Like, it was worth everything to be there, and just it's almost like you get to. I asked one of the guides in the port. I was like, "Do you ever get tired of this?" They're like, "No."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
So beautiful.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's like, you ever take for granted? No, they're very. It's a cool culture, and so EBC get it. Talking, 20 years later, not really. I haven't really talked about it. It wasn't like my daily talk. And then I met a guy, Pastor Chuck, who was like, "Hey, I always wanted to do this. Would you do it with me?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Like, I talked about it. Yeah, I'm in. And then he's like, "Let's climb Lobuche." I don't know what that means.
Right.
I'm like, but there's very little mountaineering. It's a little bit. I watched the video. It's like you walk around. So kind of like I thought, a little bit of climbing with a rope.
Yeah.
But a lot more of just walking up. So like Kilimanjaro, which is in Africa, is more of a hike.
You hike up.
You hike up. So
it's not
like
a ton of mountaineering.
no.
Okay.
I don't think there's any mountaineering. I think it's all like hikeable.
Okay.
Kind of intense hiking. It's got a good elevation too.
on.
Jason, a friend of ours, Jason
Yeah.
Wick, did it.
I'm sure it's not easy. It's not like a day hike, but it's
No,
not.
it's a
not-
5
But
day,
you're not
6
roped
day.
in. You're not.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Elevation gain is the same problem, and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But you're not. So that's, I guess. I watched a couple of videos. That's what we saw.
That's what you saw when you. So that's what you thought you were doing when you were going to summit this Lobuche.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm in. I mean,
Okay.
I can walk up. I walked up some pretty intense stuff.
You've
So I
been, you've been
trained-
dragging tires around Tiffin, Ohio for months. You
I'm
could probably
training
do
for
that.
like that kind of stuff, right?
Easy.
So never had a harness on, never had crampons on. I knew you had the crampons because there is some ice sections, and then one section was like that I thought you used the crampons or were this ice that kind of went up, and it was a pretty decent hill. And you had I thought I had a rope in it just so you don't slide down. I'm thinking,
No big deal.
I could
So
do that.
crampons are the like spikes you put on the
Spikes.
bottoms of your.
Yeah.
They're like the spikes looked as big as my fingers. They're like spikes.
There's spikes. So yeah, don't hit your legs
wasn't
or
like
I hit my knee with it. I hit my hand with it.
Yeah.
I've done it all. Yeah, don't. It hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like in big boots.
And big boots.
So I buy these boots that I like. They fit good. I get there and the guy says, "You're gonna be too cold.
You can't wear those
Can't
boots.
wear his boots." I'm like, so I got to get these other boots that are freaking heavy.
Yeah.
Kill
But
my
they're gonna
arches.
keep
Oh
you
my
warm.
god, my arches hurt so bad. Supposed to keep me warm. It ended up being a nice day. I think I could have got away without them. But you can see in that picture right there. Like
Is that picture up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
my boots right there.
Yeah.
And my spikes. And so I get all this stuff. So anyways, I'm like, we hike. Chuck's not doing it. Okay, we go to high camp. We got 2 guides because the concern with, we went with this Alpine Ramble was this company where it was good. I think Dill might be on if he's on. Hello, Dill. And so they organize everything, which is great. And he calls up our guide and says, "Hey, with Chuck's kind of struggling. We think you should have 2 guides.
2 guides.
Be the best chance for you guys. So if one hurts, they can go back down. But if I only have one guide, if both of you are going and one can't make it, both of you have to come down because you got to have insurance and it's like there's a bunch of other stuff, right? So I'm like, okay, we get 2 guides, and so we're getting ready for training.
Okay.
So my training.
Let's
okay,
see the training.
Never been a crampon. Never been in a.
You've never been roped into.
Never been roped into anything.
Mountain climb anything.
Yeah, and so I have my boots on. He didn't even tell me to put my boots on. So I have my boots on. This is my guide. I don't know this one's name, but this guy's been up Lobuche like 100 times.
He's just standing there. He's not roped in.
No, he's not roped in. So you're watching me go down. This is me learning how to go. This is called rappelling.
Okay.
You lean back. He's telling me what to do. Lean back and go down.
Okay.
Okay. How long is that video?
2.5 minutes.
Okay, 2.5 minutes. How long is the other video?
2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Okay, that was my training.
You had 5 minutes of training.
And so that's me going down. That's all I got is one down.
Okay.
And then the other one has got me, and it even takes me longer to get up, but it shows me like you have to fast forward a little bit and get me up. This is my training.
Okay. So not much training for someone who's never done this.
No.
No. Okay.
I would say,
But they're just standing there. They don't. That blows my mind.
yeah, he's just standing. He's holding on the rope,
Yeah.
but he's just standing. Yeah, and that's the rock that we're going up. It
Okay.
wasn't that steep.
All right. And now you're pulling yourself up on the rope.
Yeah, so that's called an
Okay.
ascender.
Okay.
Okay, you pull up
And then kind of like,
and you walk
Lock
up,
in.
and you pull up, and
Okay.
it locks you, and you use it to come up.
okay.
Slide up,
Okay.
slide up. Yeah.
Okay.
That's called the ascender.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
There I am. I get up. I'm like, okay, cool.
You look
I
like
could do
you
this.
could do that.
I look good, right?
Yeah. I'd say you look good. 2.5 minutes in, you look like you kind of figured it out.
Yeah. So they're like, should I do this again? He's like, I think you're pretty good. I said, okay.
He said, you're good? Training over?
Yeah, training's over. So I think, all right. I'm like, so now I'm thinking to myself, okay, this can't be
Isn't
that bad.
right?
Yeah, it's probably just going to be what I think.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I'm going to only have to do this maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, and they say it's going to be a 10-hour trip. You know what I mean? Like there and back. And I'm like, okay, it's, which if you're doing some hiking, I mean, it's steep.
Yeah.
Like, I get it.
Could take that long.
Could take that long. So
Okay.
I'm not worried at this point. The only thing I'm worried about and had nightmares that could make me sleep was he was explaining like how to like switch the stuff and then
Yeah.
okay, you pull this in and you turn this over and he's saying this like I'm gonna have to do this.
Yeah.
And I looked at him like, bro,
I'm not.
I'm not doing this, right?
Yeah.
Well, blah blah blah. I'm like, and he's talking, kind of broken English. This guy didn't understand a lot of English,
Okay.
and so I'm just like, so I wasn't really going to bed. I wasn't 100% clear if I was going to have to actually switch
Mess
some
with
things.
the ropes?
Yeah, because I'm
They
like,
didn't teach you that.
no, he taught me like 3 times,
Oh.
like showing me. He's like, loop
Okay.
it here, and he kept on telling me like, you should know this.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
should know this. You just already showed you.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, so I kind of had some nightmares about that. And-
Okay.
And so, so that was my biggest worry. Was like, because I wasn't really paying attention.
I'm not surprised.
I was breathing kind of heavy, worrying about how am I going to get up. I had a lot of things going on in my mind.
I know. Okay. All right. So you went to bed.
So,
you weren't
went
that
to bed,
worried.
wasn't-
But you're
I
worried
wasn't-
about the.
I'm worried
rope
about the
situation.
changing of the situation.
Okay.
If there's people behind me, how am I going to because you have to switch ropes and,
Okay.
so that was my worry.
Okay.
So don't sleep at all. 12 o'clock comes. I'm up at 1:45. I get up. I get all my stuff around. You know what I mean? I pack everything. I go into, there's a dinner tent.
Okay.
Okay. Where you have just a couple tables and a couple little chairs and sit down and give a hot tea. They got the breakfast guys were up and they're making us food. And
Okay.
I don't know, I think I had eggs or something. So they do the deal. Okay. 1:27. I think I text you and I was like, okay, we're supposed to leave at 1. It didn't happen. 1:27-ish, we leave.
Okay.
Had lamps on, my backpack packed. I got my shoes, and they actually carried my shoes, and I had other stuff in my backpack. I had my coat. It was kind of cold, and we set out.
Okay.
So we're walking, and we're going up. These guys
Just like hiking up,
just hiking up,
not roped in.
not roped in,
Okay.
not doing anything. We hiked for probably a good hour, 2 hours.
Okay.
Get to this point, still dark. They sit down. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, get shoes on. Like, oh, we're here? They're like, yep. Shoes and crampons on now. Okay. So we sit down. These guys are great. They're smoking cigarettes. They say, can we smoke? I'm like, you want to smoke? Smoke them if you got them. And he's like, what does that mean? So that's what we say in America. Smoke them if you got them. And he's like, well, just, we smoked in front of other people and we got in trouble because they complained to the owners. And I'm like, dude,
Do what you want.
how long are you going to smoke for like 5 minutes? Smoke.
Gives
get
me
it.
a break.
It gives me a break. 'Cause these guys aren't breathing hard. I'm already breathing hard. So I'm like, okay, so what do we have to do? They're like, okay, well, we got to, right up here, we have a 60-meter wall.
60-meter wall.
Yeah. You gotta
60
get-
meters is
Like, he didn't say wall. He
90
just said like 60 meters. Yeah, it's about 90 feet.
90 feet. Okay.
Okay. You got to go up.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, I'm thinking 60 meters. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. I don't
Yeah.
know. And
I still don't even have a good sense
And
of what
so
90 feet means even.
literally, and I don't have it because there's a picture. There's a, it was dark. And I do have a video. She was listening to it.
Oh, you didn't send him the video?
I didn't send
Well,
it.
there's
I
nothing to
couldn't-
see.
I
There's
couldn't
nothing
get it
to
on my
see because it
GoPro.
was dark.
Yeah, I
But
couldn't get it on there, but it was funny.
It's heavy breathing, headlamp, and Nick saying, "Oh, I don't know. Like I don't know how many times." And you're like, "What? What do I got to do?"
He's like, stand up, sir. don't bring fright because I mean it's literally. So I start going up this thing, right, and it's straight wall
Is it kind of like what you did in training?
like that, but just straight up.
Okay.
So like that angle was nothing compared to this angle. This
Okay.
angle was like
So you're straight up.
almost straight up. Yes, and you're like leaning, and it's a rock, and you're trying to like, and I'm slipping, and then all of a sudden my arms are tired.
Yeah.
So halfway through,
So you're grabbing on, like
I'm
holding
as hard as I
on
can,
with
and
your.
and you're pulling yourself up, so it's all arms.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I'm kind of switching arms, and it got to the point that my arms were like burning.
Yeah.
Like you're lifting
yeah.
weights, and like my form, and I got to the point that I couldn't hold on anymore, and I was like, I kind of slipped, and I freaked out. Now I'm waiting on. I'm thinking I'm gonna die. I'm like, oh my god. And he's like, stand up, sir. You got to stand up. No, don't bring fright to the mountain. Don't bring fright because you can tell I'm scared. I'm like yelling. I'm like, what should I do?
I'm holding on for dear life.
And these guys are up top. I can see them up there.
And they're just trying to talk you through
Trying
it.
to talk me through it. And so,
So they went up ahead of you.
yeah, a lot of times.
Yeah.
It was a lot of, they went up talking.
Hanging
easily,
out,
having cheese.
waiting for you
Waiting
to,
for me. And it
to
wasn't,
struggle your way
they
up.
were not like babysitting me.
Yeah. You
Which
signed
is
up
fine.
for this and you're going to
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're going to figure it out.
I kind
Great
of like
guys.
that
I mean,
attitude.
Raj, I think it's Raj, Raj. He's on my Facebook, so hopefully he gets on. He's awesome. I mean, they're both really, I think for me it was fine.
Yeah.
Because I didn't need anybody to babysit me. I really didn't, it was like,
You had to figure it
kinda
out, though.
pissed me off a little bit more. Like, bastards are up there and
Yeah.
I'm stuck here. You know what I mean? So it kind of
Yeah.
gave me that little, like,
Yeah.
I can do this,
Yeah.
And that was a struggle. So then I'm like, I'm breathing hard. She heard it. I'm like, I can't catch my breath.
Yeah. Well, you're
Um,
also at
Yeah, at that point, it's like about 18,000
18,000 feet.
Yeah. And I can't catch my
And
breath.
that's the first wall,
Yes.
not the only one.
I'm not the only one.
Okay.
No. And then it's like literally, I finally get up there and I'm like, I'm dying. I'm just like, I lay on the ground. I'm just like breathing so hard. They're like, okay. And I'm like, take a rest, And then, okay, finally get done. And then you walk a little bit. And then I think there's a picture up there of the ice wall.
Oh, that. I've seen that one. That
Yeah.
one.
So they're like, this is like all the stuff that you went up. Like that's like straight up. And there's like, it's all ice.
That is crazy.
And so like, there's little like places you could put your feet,
Yeah.
but you're
But
like
you're holding on
rope.
with the rope and you're
And you're
Putting
pulling
these
yourself up, and you're
spikes
you're
into
trying
the
to spikes
ice.
in the ice.
trying to walk up a wall. It's
Yes.
it's like rock climbing and
Yeah.
ice climbing. It's ice climbing
Yeah.
in real life.
But I'd never done before.
I
Did
know.
you see my training?
Yeah. Well, you don't even like do the rock wall at like on vacation when they have the rock wall at the beach or whatever. You don't even
No.
climb up that thing.
No. So I'm like, yeah. So this was like it was like either ice or rock or a combination of both.
And up.
And it's all you did. There was no walking.
There was no walking.
No.
So that was 5 hours of that.
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
It was like me going a couple steps. And like at the point that I was like, I got to rest. You guys got any more cigarettes?
Just smoke them if you got them.
Smoke them if you got them because I need a break.
Damn
Keep
guys, if I
smoking.
had known, I would have bought cigarettes because they ran out of cigarettes. It kind of sucked.
Because then they wanted you to keep moving.
Yeah. They had nothing else to do. But when they would smoke cigarettes, they would sit there and talk to each other. And I don't know if it's called Nepalese or what do
I
they
don't
call it?
know.
The language, but Napoleon? No,
I don't know.
I don't know. But they would talk.
And give
Yeah,
give you a break.
Yeah, and they ignore me. And I maybe they it was you know what I mean? So it was like it was a lot of mental that's the part like somebody said, was it fun? Like, no, it sucked. But it was fun.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get
It
that.
was like it was a moment of like I don't know. I guess the biggest thing about like that kind of stuff was like it was like survival. Like I didn't think about anything else.
right. You had to think about that.
Yeah. Only time I thought about you was when I was hanging. I was like, oh my God, if I die, she's gonna kill me. What am I gonna do? I can't die right here. You cannot fall.
If I die, she's gonna kill me.
That was my one thought. I thought that one time, and he said, "Don't have fright." Then I blocked that out anymore, and I didn't think about like you killing me. So it was like literally like all I focused was on like the next thing.
Yeah, that's
And-
all you could focus on.
And that's some of the lessons I mean that I did learn. Like you know, like don't fright them out. But also they don't talk about like it's okay. Well, like when's next? When's the summer? Like, sir, we worry about the next hill.
Yeah.
This is the next. This is where we're at next. Yep.
Yeah. Just
We're gonna
one step at a time.
Stay present. Stay where. And they'd be saying that like we don't. There's no rush. Even like when I'd eat because I eat fast.
Yeah.
They'd be like, sir, can you slow down?
Sir.
Take your time. There's no hurry.
Man, I think we need to move these guys into the house.
I know it was good. I
That'd
mean,
be great.
That
If,
was
if somebody was there to remind you that every day, that
every
would
day.
be awesome.
It reminded me of like this, like because sometimes you get in the moment of what you got to do. You got you do it too. We all
I
do it.
know.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
I know.
like- it's like I got this and this is due, and you're not in the moment. They're very into the moment.
That's good. That's a good practice to bring home with you.
It is. I'm working on it.
Okay. Good.
And like they weren't struggling at all.
No,
Or, like they were just. This is just another day for them. They're just.
no, they didn't even breathe hard. Like not even
That's
going up to the
crazy.
top. It's funny. The great thing is this. I met a guy named Brandon, and his Instagram is Brandon Summits. We met him in the airport
Okay.
on our way there, and he's climbing Everest. So he just climbed.
Wow.
I think today he just summited Lobuche,
Okay.
but he had one part where he's breathing really heavy.
Yeah.
I'm like, because he's a young kid.
Yeah.
He's like 30 something. He's a stud.
Yeah. You were happy to see that he breathed hard too.
Yes, I was so happy. I think I put it in there. Yeah, Brandon Summits. You'll see him. Yeah.
Brandon Summits, maybe the one. Brandon Buchanan down a little bit. Is that it? Yeah, that's got to be it.
Yeah, that looks like him. Yeah. Yep. I don't know if that's.
Yeah, we'll shout him out.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah. Dang.
yeah, right there is the second one is where that one is where he is on Lobuche.
Oh yeah, that's where you were.
Yep,
That's
it's
the
actually
summit where
fun,
you
yeah.
were.
He's gonna-
Holy crap! Look at that view.
I know. I'm telling you. That's you sit up and look at. And look at that guys that's hanging off the side of the mountain.
Oh my gosh.
That's exactly right where I was just there.
Exactly where you were sitting. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's another one where he's climbing up.
Oh my gosh.
And it's
That's
I
nuts.
don't think it's that one. It's the one the first one. I think is when he's actually just climbing up it and he's breathing. Can you hear it?
Yeah, we can make it.
He's like breathing really hard. He's talking about it.
Oh, even you said that. I'm glad I wasn't the only one breathing hard on the summit. Yeah. Look at that. Straight up.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
a crazy. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's
Wow.
that's what I did not like. Was not in the videos that we saw.
You didn't plan for that at all.
No, I would have
That's
done
wild.
a lot more arm stuff. I'd have done a lot more. I'd have actually probably went somewhere and repelled
And practiced it. Yeah.
and practiced it.
Yeah.
Because I suck.
Well, you've never done it.
Yeah, I hit my arm. Oh my gosh, I thought I broke my arm. It was so hard. I fell
fell.
about 5 foot. Yeah. And they kind of looked at me like, "What are you doing?" I don't know what I'm doing.
I need you to help me.
I went to repel
At least
down.
instruct
but
me,
You gotta
huh?
look. There's a lot you got to do. You got to look back. You got to kind of plan your route. Then on our way down, we had people coming up on the same ropes. So if they're going on the same rope and they're going left and you want to go right, it's a conflict.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like you get pulled
Oh.
sometimes by the rope that somebody else is on below you.
Oh my gosh.
So there's a lot.
So are
to
these
it.
ropes there all the time?
Yeah.
And they just people go up and down. They didn't like set the ropes that day for
No,
you. The
they
ropes
were
are
set.
there.
Now I probably screwed some lady. We met some lady on the trail coming back. She asked if I summited. I said yeah, and she talked to me like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, how was set the ropes? Were they, was this one here and blah blah? I'm like, yeah, I think so. Yeah, they were great. Ropes were great. I didn't know what to say.
You don't have any reference of if
No,
they're good or
I
not
don't know if
good.
it's good or not good. Yeah, I'm like, I don't. And she goes, well, how are the ropes? I said, were they new? I said, they're new to me. Yeah, they're new.
Oh my.
So she probably got up there and was like, what the hell is that guy talking about?
Yeah.
Because
right.
some ropes were crossed all over. There was like
Yeah.
tons of ropes up there. It was crazy.
Oh my god.
That just I hate that idea of like you're relying on this rope that
Yeah.
you didn't tie to hold you up there. If it falls,
You're done.
different than me. I was thinking I would not want to be the guy that tied the rope because I don't know what I'm doing.
maybe
Yeah.
if I would have saw someone do it, I'd feel a
Yeah.
little better about it.
I
don't know. I figured
That is
I
wild.
trusted the people that are making my food. I eat stuff that I
You
didn't
ate
watch
all
them.
kinds of food,
I
but
didn't watch
still,
what they're
yeah,
making it.
okay.
I mean, there's a lot of trust there too.
Oh, yep.
I guess you're right.
So
crazy.
Yeah, so it was a lot of hours of like hell.
Yeah. Which,
Some hours, some fun when I would stop and I'd breathe and I would laugh a little bit and I would they would make fun of me and I'd laugh about it and I would honestly it got to the point that instead of crying he'd just look up and I would laugh. I'd be like, "Are you effing kidding me? Really?
Yeah.
We're going up?" He's like, "Yep." Said, "This is awesome, perfect. Let's
Yeah.
go."
well, then there was one part on one video. There was like a flat part of the mountain. Then, you go up in the flat, and then there's this little bit extra, like that last little bit they were climbing up on that video.
Mhm.
And they said some people call that flat part the summit because you're literally like, it's the only part you can stand on.
It is a actual summit.
It is, but it's the only part you can stand on. So if you go to the top where that Brandon was, you go up and then you sit on the actual top like a horse because that's all it is. And so Nick was like, "That's not the summit. We can't call that the summit." And the two guys were like, "No, sir, that is not the summit. You must go to the top for the summit."
Climbing up, like I should have made that to the summit.
It's like, isn't that the summit down there? No, sir, that is not the summit.
It was, yeah. Then I called you.
Yeah.
I have that on video.
You sounded really bad from at the time because I've been with you a lot of times when you've done a lot of stuff and I've know you well enough and I could tell you were struggling a lot. And I was like, I don't know how this is, but he's not doing good. He is not doing well.
I thought I did good on the phone.
No.
No?
No, you sounded terrible.
Oh, I was dying.
I know. I could tell.
And we had to go back down. And she's like, "What are you doing now?" I said, "We have to go back down." She gets like right now. And I'm like, "Yeah."
I didn't realize when I was on the phone with you that you weren't like standing on the platform part. I didn't realize you were like up at the top, tippy top, literally tippy
You were
top.
my
of the
call. You were
mountain.
my first call. Get out of jail. That was my. You're my call.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I.
Then I was worried
spent
about you
all the
making
money.
it down. Yeah, I didn't know how you'd make it down after you sounded the way you did. So how was it getting down? Was it easier going down than up or no? No.
I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, so we went down and I walked back down, and then you had to jump over this little crevasse. Like, it sounds like crazy, but it was like pretty deep, but it was like only a foot wide. Probably like that wide.
That's more than a foot.
Whatever it is, but you could jump over it. It wasn't crazy.
Okay.
But I mean, if you slipped, it probably wouldn't have been good.
Crevasse is like
Yeah, it's just a
long,
crack.
deep hole, deep crack that you really probably can't get out of if you fall
No.
down. Yeah.
And so that was kind of cool to be able to jump that. You know what I mean? I thought that was a cool part. I like that was like.
You like that part?
Yeah, because I was like, man, I'm jumping over like even though it's like not that big of a deal, but
I
you had
think
to
that's
hold
like a
his hand.
dude thing. That's like,
Yeah.
you see it, you're like, I'm gonna get over that.
I'm gonna do
It's
that.
like I had to hold his hand, you know what I mean? And we jumped over and then we got to the flat part and then they brought cheese, kind of reminded me of my dad. 'Cause
Yeah.
I did that. So I had my dad's shirt up top, but the picture was of my dad's triathlon shirt.
Yeah.
And Heidelberg was his
As an alum.
was an alum of Heidelberg, loved the college here
the
in
board.
Tiffin. And on the board and
Mm-hmm.
just loved it. And big part of his life. He's always been a bird guy. And so I tied that onto so that's up there.
You left it up there.
Yeah.
You left it. Okay.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And that was a triathlon that I did with him, and he loved the Elm Creek triathlon. He was when he was doing triathlons. That was one of his favorite.
That's awesome.
And so that got tied up there and left up there. So we sat down, but anyways, thing that kind of reminded me of like Dad would always have when we'd ski, he'd have cheese.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it was kind of cool. It was
Yeah.
like and these guys were handing me cheese, and we sat there. We would, we sat for about 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and I laid down,
Catch your breath.
tried my
settle
breath,
down.
tried to sleep.
Yeah.
And then we started back down. And then it just my arms.
Yeah.
Like that was the hardest part because you're holding on so much.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Do you think you had to hold on that much, or do you think you were holding on that much because you were not sure what else to do?
yeah, no, I
like
saw.
technique wise, you probably didn't have to hold on that
No,
tight.
he
But
told
you-
me that. It's like
yeah.
I wasn't using my crampons how I should, but I was trying to do it. I didn't know how to, I'm kicking
You didn't-
in, I'm trying to do that.
Yeah.
It just didn't. Yeah, I mean, for sure I was not doing anything right. I ripped my pants. Because I walk like a duck, and then my crampon was ripped my pants. I fell one time, and the heel thing poked into my knee. I hit the iceberg the one time. The ice not a berg, but it was an ice big thing on my. I literally fell 5 foot and smacked. I went vroom and slammed right into this, right in
Oh
front of the
my
guy. And he's
gosh.
like, What are you doing?
What are you doing?
It's like, man, I need another cigarette.
Yeah,
I know.
right.
And it's like, oh my gosh, how long is it going to take? It took forever. And I was like, honestly beat. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure.
you know, and then we finally got down to where we got to take off the boots, and my feet, I mean, they haven't hurt this bad since like, I don't know when, like I was
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah.
Like I got bad arches, and like, so I was holding on so much, I mean, to the point that I couldn't hardly even walk.
Really?
So now I'm like in my
Your regular
my
hiking
regular
boots?
hiking boots, and I can't even, it's just, now my feet hurt.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Are you done with the arm part yet or no?
Yeah, we're done there. At this point,
Okay.
we're done. We still have a few other, we still have to
You're
keep the
done
harness
with
on.
the rope and the
but we still had,
rappelling.
there were some ropes we still had to do.
Okay.
Not as intense. And I was just, my feet were killing me. And we still had 3 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like,
Was it a 10-hour day?
oh yeah.
Oh gosh.
It was an intense 10 hours. And for me,
Yeah.
those guys, it was a walk in the park.
Yeah.
They didn't
were
even,
hanging out.
they weren't even breathing hard. And
oh my gosh.
yeah, so we had to walk all the way back. You know what I mean? And then we, you know, a couple times I slipped. I'm like, you know what I mean? Because now I'm tired.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, everything's tired. My legs are tired.
Right.
I'm tired.
Your brain is tired.
My brain's
Yeah.
tired. I'm not focusing. And
Yeah.
yeah, and it was like, it was hard. It was really hard. And get back to the tent and couldn't eat. Tried to eat something, just had some
Yeah.
hot tea. I went and laid down, and then got back up, and then laid back
You
down.
slept a long
And
time.
I slept from like 12:30, from like 2:30 till they tried to come wake me up a couple times to give me food, and I just like, I don't want anything to eat till like next morning at 6, where it's freezing cold.
Ugh.
I mean, my zipper cup on coming undone, like the sleeping bag. So like, and I roll so
You were
much.
in a tent,
Yeah, and I roll a lot. I'm like, I'm not a,
not a sleeper. You're a
yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
roller. And yeah, so my sleeping bag would come undone. I'd wake up, be freezing cold, then I'd get in and I'd put my, you know, your head underneath the sleeping bag, then it'd be so hot. It was like
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So then that's when was that back to high camp then?
Yes.
And then that's where we started the day
Yeah.
with our conversation. Is then you made it
then we started walking.
down from high camp and then
Yeah.
got the helicopter. Okay. So you
Yeah.
glad you did it?
Oh, yeah, I'm 100% glad.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I mean, base camp was beautiful. It was cool. I mean, it was like I got to go in. I got blessed by a monk,
Buddhist
a
monk.
Buddhist monk. I mean,
Yep.
that was cool. I got my little red thing to help me get myself safe travels. I got,
Yep.
I mean, I got to go have tea in an Everest, like in a base camp, like in an actual like tent with
Yeah.
the guys that were making, you know, food for people that
Yeah.
are going to be going up Everest. They were supporting them, and I got to hang out with them. They were
That's
cool
awesome.
dudes, and they were speaking. I didn't speak no English, and they were da-da-da. That was cool. Got to climb. I mean, I did. I mean, I got to climb. I'd have never done if I looked at it.
You wouldn't have done that.
Hell no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, that was like,
If you knew it was that kind of climbing, you wouldn't have signed up
Yeah.
for that to do that.
no,
Yeah.
not even a heartbeat. Now, do I think I like mountaineering? I think I do.
Really?
I do. I think I would like to like do a little bit more, learn like how to tie the things, and maybe do like smaller,
Yeah.
like it's a neat thing. It's kind of a,
Yeah.
Well, I feel like your arms getting so tired, that's like a whole thing. I mean, I went like indoor mountain climbing, and like
Yeah.
that day I'm toast. And
Really?
like I'm a drummer, and I thought my grip strength was
Would
like
be
good, but it's
good.
nothing.
yeah.
That's sort of like I'm
Yeah.
sure the muscle group you use for that's so specific for that. And I'm
The
sure if you
amount
like
of-
practice it a little bit, you would have been a lot
Yeah.
better off.
Yeah, like I don't think I want to do like rock climbing. Like that
Yeah.
doesn't like. I don't think that interests me as much as like just to like maybe do a 14, do some of the 14ers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a little more mountaineering in some of those that would be cool to do.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
not. You know, would I want to go away for 14 days? That was hard. The hardest part was like not physically, was the mental part of that. Like felt like
Yeah.
it just like even like this morning. Like I couldn't sleep. I get up and go on the couch. I got a place I can walk around. I walked around in the back.
Right.
I wouldn't have coffee. You know what I mean? Like you didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
That was hard for me.
Yeah.
Like being
Confined.
confined
Yeah.
to where if you don't sleep, you just don't sleep, and you sit in your room and you freeze
And you don't sleep.
and you don't sleep.
Yeah.
Like and you can't wake people up. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
that was hard. That's hard. That to me, like those many days being away from you and the kids, and like that's hard. Like I think, these guys that do it, for 60 days,
Yeah, it's a long time.
it's a long time.
Yeah, you were gone like 16 days, 17
Yeah.
days. Yeah.
Would have been 21. I don't know if I've been sane. I don't know.
Now, like, what do you think this has like made any of your other crazy things seem like, oh, that was easy compared to this?
No, because I
That's a
think
good
Is it just,
question.
or is it just so different that you can't really
I
compare?
think everything sucks. Like all the stuff I do sucks. I mean, I think it's in, they call it embrace the suck. Like, so I don't, it's hard to say like, because when we did Rim to Rim, that was hard. I mean, that night it
Yeah.
was rough. It was
Yeah.
a rough.
But it was
day.
different because it was, well, it wasn't time, but you were trying to get it done.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of steps up, step up, step
Yeah.
up, step up, step
I mean,
up.
and this,
step
I
down,
mean,
step
same thing is like it was like a long day. It was, it was
Yeah.
only 10 hours, and it was like of intense, like high altitude. I think I got a little bit of altitude sickness because I didn't
Yeah.
eat. That's the other thing is I didn't really eat that much. I didn't drink that much. I was
Yeah.
the least amount I
Which is-
drank in,
Which is not good for you. You should have
No.
done better with that.
but it was like I'm
But
telling
it's
you.
so it's just different, not necessarily harder or
No.
easier.
Yeah.
Just different.
I think everything that I've done is at the moment is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's just like
I don't know how you sign up for that. Like, I don't know if I would want to sign up for something like this. Can be the hardest thing I've ever done. Let's do it.
see, I like it though.
I know.
I
I
like
just
when it's
we're
over.
just built so differently.
I like
I'm
when
not
it's over.
interested in that.
That's okay. But it's,
Yeah.
I like it when it's over.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy be like. How do you enjoy that? No, I don't think anybody enjoys it.
Really.
I mean, when you're in the suck, I don't think anybody says I enjoy.
This is great.
This is
But yeah.
But when they get it done, it's done. I don't think anybody goes into sinus up
Yeah.
stuff because it's
Yeah.
all relative too. Like those guys, it wasn't
That big of a deal.
big of a deal
Right. They were just out for the day.
out for the day.
Hanging out with
I
you
mean,
for the
that's
day.
what they do. They climbed it how many times? You know what I mean? Or guys that go up to Everest. They're all both trying to get to Everest. The one guy made it to Base Camp 4.
What do you mean? The guides?
The guides are trying. Yeah. So a lot of
They're
people
trying to learn to guide Everest. Is that what they're trying to
Or
do?
get on a package to get up to Everest. Yeah. So you have to
Oh.
have insurance. You have to have licenses.
Oh.
So it costs a lot of money. So like the one guy, he was at Base Camp 4, which is the last camp before Everest, and his guy got sick.
And so he didn't
So he
summit.
couldn't go because he didn't have a permit. The guy had the permit.
Oh wow.
So he couldn't go. So he missed his opportunity.
To summit.
To
So they
summit.
want to summit Everest.
Yeah, some do. Some like our guide, Tilak, who was with us. Like he went to Base Camp 2 and got really sick.
Yeah.
So altitude was just like
Really bad.
really bad for him. So he's like he never. So he
He
decided
doesn't want to go.
he'll go to like
Good for
to
him.
6,000 meters.
His wife is happy.
I don't know. Yeah. He'll go to like 6,000 meters, like what we went to 20,000 feet, but he's
Yeah.
not going.
Above that.
He didn't feel like his body was.
Man.
I thought it was like a lot of like how much there's a lot there's a lot of physicality to it.
Yeah.
Like I think you have to be in the best shape of your life. And but I'm telling you, these guys are like small. It's funny. It's like they're not
Yeah.
big people.
But they were the ones carrying your
Yeah, they carry the stuff. I mean, they're just it's nuts.
That's
They're not
wild.
big. They're just I don't know, and they're in shape. I mean, but I think they just live it. I mean, that's like you don't. Hey, I'm gonna go to like the one guy's mom was in Namche. That was their New Year's Eve
Yeah.
also. So
Okay.
they had the Nepal New Year's, which is 2081, in Nepal.
The year is different in Nepal?
Yeah, 2081.
What?
That's a year.
Is that like
It's a I don't know, but it's a.
Like-
so they're allegedly you're saying they're 60 years older than we are. Because the world is in 2024, right?
I don't know. I saw them toilets, so I don't think they're ahead
Yeah,
of us.
right. Yeah. That's a really good point. They're at least 60 years
So that was the
behind.
other thing. So the one guy, yeah, because the one guy was not going to go with us, and Chuck was like, "You're going with him."
Yeah.
So he goes because we paid for two,
Yeah.
and he was like, he's going to take him, and then but the guy that was going to go with me didn't speak much English at all, like very
So you
little.
couldn't communicate hardly at
Yeah,
all.
so I'm glad the other guy went because he spoke English
Dang.
and could talk. Yeah, so it was their New Year's.
I want to look that up. I don't understand.
He's like,
that.
I always
We'll
remember you
figure that
because
out.
we spent the New Year's together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
And he called his mom. We had it, so that was cool. We
Yeah.
got to call when we hit the base summit. He got to he called his mom. And the other guy called his wife on the satellite phone.
Yeah. That's
So,
cool.
But I don't know why it is. Yeah, it's
Yeah, the current
2081.
2081.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I did not know that.
it's a very cool. You would like the culture though.
You've said that a lot of times. I think I
The way
would
the
like the
people are,
culture.
the way they talk.
Mm-hmm.
Buddhism is really cool. I need to look up more Buddhism.
Yeah.
I do think it's a cool, like the way they speak and the way they.
Yeah. A lot of the philosophies would
Yeah.
be really great for you to adopt.
Yeah, really. What would they be?
Yes, they would. Like
Like what?
like being present in the moment.
I am.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm at now. Yeah. So,
That's where I'm at now.
He's so present right now.
but yeah. So then we had the trip come back.
It's good.
And they get back into.
Okay, so
Modern life.
everyone, the number one question people are asking me, like, first of all, they want to make sure you were home early, not because anybody got injured. But then the next question everyone asks is, what's next for you?
You asked that to me.
I know, because that's the question I'm getting. People are saying, okay, what's he going to do next? What's next? What's next on the list?
Well, we're doing R3.
You're going back
Some
to the
point.
Grand Canyon.
Yeah, with Kevin.
Okay.
Kevin is a guy who's with Herbalife. Is a below the knee
amputee.
from a motorcycle accident, and he wanted to go this year, and I definitely want to help him.
Okay.
That's been on. He's like,
Do
I
the
really
rim,
want to
the
do
rim,
it.
the rim. Okay.
So that's some. I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
there'll be something will come up, and
I'm sure.
something will be hard. Something will be. I do like that though. I just like I said. How can I do things that are like 2 days, 3 days? That's my goal.
Not 17 days.
Yeah. Like I don't like. I don't know. Like somebody in Everest. I don't think that's like that's a pretty intense thing.
Yeah.
It's a 60-day like death zone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you can't. Like your mind has to be. I think it's totally different. Like this kid, that Brandon, who's all. I mean, he's a great guy. He just had a 5-month-old.
And he's out there
And he's
climbing.
and he's on it. He's going for the 7 summits. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I don't think it's a good or bad thing. It's not a judgment. But some people like, I would be thinking of you. Like,
Yeah.
she's gonna kill me. Like you
Yeah.
can't think that way.
Right.
You got to have that out of your mind. You just got to have. You know what I mean? Like
clear.
you got to be clear. You got to be like, I can't. Don't bring fright to the mountain.
Right.
Like fear is the word, and that's when he kept on saying, don't bring fright, because when you have the fear, that's when the problems happen.
Right.
Because you're not
Thinking
basing
clearly.
you're basing off of fear, like life.
Right.
Get rid of the fear in your life. In anything.
Yeah.
Is you're going to be so much better off. In doing things. Is not having, because when you're afraid, it's just decisions are bad.
Right.
You stop.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't. You're paralyzed. All the bad things.
So how do you just don't? How do you just stop being afraid? You just stop being afraid?
I know he told me, yeah.
Like if you're afraid
he
and
seriously, he said fright. I knew he mentioned it when I was really tired, but watching that film again, and I couldn't. I said fear in my post, and it was but fright, same,
right. Yeah.
same thing. But literally, he's like, okay, get up, and I had that stomach,
Yeah.
fear in my stomach
Yeah.
of and he saw it in my eyes, and he's like, don't bring fright to the mountain.
And then
Stand
you
up.
just
I said, okay.
so he gave you direct
Yeah.
directions and
Stand
you
up.
just did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was I'm sitting on that thing, and you're like, it's a cliff.
Yeah.
And you're tied in, but it's like seeing, it's like, I don't know. You ever do the leap of faith?
I did it one time in my life. Yes.
You have to climb up, and you have to get on that little.
You were there. I did it at the ranch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to get up on top of the thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the scariest part.
And there's no reason to be afraid because if you fall, they just catch you. But
Yeah.
you climb up the side of that big pole, and then you have to, no hands, climb and stand on that round telephone pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, getting up there, because it's then now you have nothing to hold on to, and you're just standing there.
Yeah, and it's the same fear.
Yeah.
And it's just that's what it was like when I was, gonna climb up on that thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's weird because it's usually you just tell somebody don't have fear. It does not.
Yeah,
work.
but it worked for you.
Yeah, it's just the thing everything went away. And it was just like, what am I afraid of?
Okay. Yeah.
Stood up.
Well,
He hooked me in.
yeah.
He says, "Okay, lean back." You lean back in the nut, like you're like going back to the trust. You know what I mean? You're just lean. It's like, okay, you're literally just leaning back with all the trust
Trusting
that this
those
rope
ropes.
is gonna
It's
hold
going to
you.
hold you.
And it went down.
Dang.
And it was like, but no fright. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think it was overall a great experience. Overall, who knows what I'm gonna do next? I'm not gonna. I mean, like I said, R3 is gonna be hard. It's always hard.
Yeah.
I do want to do my. I have a race I've been thinking about putting on, and this would be my own personal
Yeah.
hell.
If you want to join him,
I'm gonna do that. That's one thing that we'll have that someday. But no, I don't know. I think it's somebody asked me today, would you do it over again? Ah, man. Like R3, I kind of said I wouldn't, but I knew I would. This is like this like would I do base camp again?
it's more like a check mark on the bucket list.
I think the only way, like if Lewis, was like, "Hey, Dad, I want to do it."
Yeah.
I don't see Dominic ever saying that.
Definitely not. And
Dante
Dante,
might.
no.
No.
Mm-mm. He'll say, I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, it like, and if you ever would like get hit in the head and like would say like, "Hey, I want to do that," I would do it.
I'd have to be hit in the head to say I want to do that. I have no desire. I have no desire at all.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm sure that I can see the Himalayan mountains from a different
I want to
perspective,
get you.
and I wouldn't mind that.
I want
Yeah.
to figure that out.
Okay, I would do that, but I'm not climbing and doing all that crazy stuff.
I think like we'd have to get over your helicopter.
Could you see them from Kathmandu or no?
No.
Really? Dang it. So, but I could be in the city and see the mountains.
Yeah, I would have to get you over your fear of the
Helicopters.
helicopter.
I know.
Because I think you fly in like that, like you could fly in to like Numche,
Yeah.
which is a real little cool little village.
And
You know what I
then
mean, it's spent
fly
one
out.
day, and there's actually some nicer hotel. Like there's actually you could pay for a little more luxury.
Yeah.
And when it's not that much, though, it's crazy because like I bought the pizza, right? 2
Yeah.
pizzas, 2 beers. The couple we met, Justin and Therese, they went with us, but she just had a mocktail.
Yeah.
Was like 4,300
I don't know what they're
rupees.
called.
What do they call them?
Yeah.
And 5,000 rupees is $37.
So you paid
30
something dollars for 2 pizzas.
2 big pizzas.
Yeah.
2 big beers, not like small beers. They're like the double
600
600
beers.
big beers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like it's cheap. So when I say
Yeah.
it's like, you spend on these hotels, like the best hotel is like, I think $60 a night.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they have hot water and they have
Yeah.
heated blankets, so you can
That's-
get it, and you can
wow.
actually put some. You could pay to have heat in
Now
your
you're
room.
talking like heated blankets,
Yeah.
hot water.
You can do
That
more.
now you're
The
talking my
bathrooms are
language.
Never going to be like great,
Yeah.
but better.
I don't know that the bathrooms would bother me that much
Because you don't smell.
because I can't smell, right?
Because
Can't smell?
I can't smell hardly at all. I have very, very, and I think it's been my whole life. I don't know. I have very, very poor sense of smell. Yeah, it's always been that way. But it's been great raising all boys. I can't smell them at all. That's great.
so. Other than that,
All right.
um,
Good.
that's my story.
Glad you're home.
I am too. I just wait till my body gets caught
Yeah.
up. I feel like, hey, now I'm tired again.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, it's middle of the night.
Yeah, but I slept good. I'm sleeping. I feel like I'm sleeping good.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Yeah. It'll take you a few days, I think, to get
I just got a head
reset
cold
to
again.
the more than it's like almost like a 10-hour time change. So it'll take you a few days.
I mean, what's it called? Beat me up. Like I said, that some it did beat me up. I was tired. The next day, I was tired. It was hard to walk.
Yeah.
It was like, I could
Yeah.
tell. I was like, man, I'm hurting.
Yeah.
It was like even just getting up to the. So I was glad we got down, and I was glad.
Glad to have a ride
I
home.
was glad I had a ride home. I didn't have
Yeah.
to walk the whole way. So I'd still be doing this shine. I'd be at 9 o'clock at probably in Numche right now.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
you'd be in-
that's what we were planning.
right. That's what you're planning. You're gonna be in some little tea house.
House, yeah. Thank
Man.
God. So, all right.
All right. It's been
Anything
fun.
else, Devin?
Nothing. I ain't got none.
You got nothing?
It's been fun.
It's been fun.
Good.
All right, guys. Next week, we have to think of a topic.
Oh, I know. We'll probably. I'm sure there'll be something fun to talk about.
Something.
But no more Everest. Well, maybe something about Everest.
Yeah.
But Yeah, good. All right.
We'll have to maybe get Pastor Chuck in and get his story one
That
of
would
these
be
times.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll video Zoom
That would
with
be
him.
awesome.
Maybe even it'd be cool. Maybe reach out to Brandon. He'd be. That
Yeah.
might be
Oh,
a,
yeah.
like a
He's
That would
up
be
there
cool.
now. You have to figure out what he,
When he can,
Oh,
when he
and-
gets back down,
Yeah.
we could
Something
talk
that'd be
to him
cool.
about, because he's summiting Everest. Yeah,
yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, we'll
That'd be
definitely
cool
have
to
him, yes,
see.
'cause the Zoom
That
is
would be
working.
really cool because he summited Lobuche and he has that experience,
Yeah.
and then to summit Everest, and I'm sure just to hear the differences
Yeah.
on the that's a great idea.
I love
That's
it.
cool.
Cool.
Yeah, when he
Cool.
gets back. So, all right.
right.
Remember, the world needs your light to shine.
We need your light to shine.
You
Definitely need your light to shine.
have an amazing day. We'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.
Shine.